final day of Concacaf Nations League football season 2023. A day of hopefuls and promotions and one riddled with relegation. We are in League B, Group D, as the group leaders Guyana take on Antigua and Barbuda in this matchup, this final matchup of Group D. Welcome everyone to Estadio Panamerica de San Cristobal in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Here's a look at the group standings. Guyana, runaway leaders, 4 out of 4 for 12 points. Puerto Rico right behind, only 3 points behind. They take on Bahamas. Antigua trying to play spoilers tonight with only 4 points from the allotted 5 games. Now, Antigua did not get a chance to play Guyana did not get a chance to play Bahamas on Sunday due to poor weather conditions. They still have that game in hand, just in case tonight's match does not go as planned for the Golden Jaguars. We are getting ready for the teams to take the field, and when they do, we will have the national anthems. Then we will meet the referees and the starting lineups. Stay tuned for kickoff.
¿Cuánto necesito? ¿Uno? ¿Cuánto? Así, en el medio uno. No, ya también se lo llevo en el medio.
Damas y caballeros, demos la bienvenida a la Liga de Naciones de Concacaf 2023-2024 a los equipos nacionales de Guyana y Antigua y Barbuda.
We are back in San Cristobal, Santo Domingo, where Guyana only need to secure a draw tonight to get promoted to League A in 2024 for the Nations League 2024 football season. Antigua Barbuda trying their best to play spoilers as we look at tonight's starting lineups. In just a second, we'll have Guyana's 11. Then we'll show our officials, and then Antigua's 11. For Guyana, we have the experienced Quillian Roberts in goal. And so too the defender Jonathan Grant. Number 5, Jalen Jones. And in the starting lineup, number 6, Mariah Welsh, who came on as a sub versus Puerto Rico. Duke McKenna, Omari Glasgow, the star, Benjamin. Gordon comes into the lineup, Kelman, Wilson. So too Colin Nelson, number 21, gets his start. And we also see Ozaze Doza Rosario getting his first start, the son of former Canadian international De Rosario. It's an all-Suriname starting lineup for our officials, Rosenhout, Amalensi, Sarjo and Jokil, to make the 4-man crew from Suriname looking after tonight's game. Antigua Barbuda, we have Scott in goal, Richards, Drew, Sinclair, Dieterville, Bramble, George, Griffith, Pereira, Roberts and Stevens will make up the 11 to take on Guyana tonight. So, final word of encouragement. Antigua have a long road ahead of them. The last 2 meetings against Guyana, they suffered 5-1 defeats. 1 from last season and 1 from the first game of this season, where Omari Glasgow just took off in the first half and Guyana shot out to a 3-0 lead in the first 30 minutes. Can they do so tonight to secure their promotion into League A in 2020-24? Antigua with possession in the dark strips from right to left, and the Golden Jaguars in the familiar yellow strips from left to right. We're going to have a throw in for Guyana. Guyana coming off a 3-1 win versus Puerto Rico just 3 days ago. Puerto Rico took the early lead and Guyana came back with goals from Mariah Welsh, who gets into the starting lineup tonight. Then we had the striker Dion Moore, another substitute, to go up 2-1. And then Omari Glasgow, the star himself, gets his 6th goal of the campaign to finish off Puerto Rico at 3-1. Here's our first look at Benjamin in number 11, who's been the perfect partner for Omari Glasgow, as the Golden Jaguars line up in a 4-4-2, while Antigua Barbuda line up in a 3-5-2. On the road, as the keeper slips, and that looks like Zalim Scott, who lost his footing. Barbuda controlling. This one dinked through, but covered nicely. But the high press from Guyana pays off, as it did against Puerto Rico. There's Welsh with room, out wide. They're queuing up for the cross. Flicked on, top of the box, and falls into the hands of Scott. Just for a moment, we see what the Golden Jaguars can bring with their intensity. They caught Puerto Rico twice on Thursday evening to capitalize, and here they are again, pressing high against Antigua. Wells tries to flick it on. Antigua Barbuda with possession. Flick on doesn't work, it's back to Guyana. First whistle of the evening, and it goes to the home team. Is Duke McKenna from Queen's Park Rangers, born in England, but has announced himself available for Guyana. He had the most passes of the game the other day, and Jamal Shabazz, who has done such a great job for the Golden Jaguars. 4 wins out of 4 in this campaign, really setting them up for promotion in 2024 to League A. Stevens. Ball is out wide. And Antigua recycle, trying to hold some possession. Here's Taylor Sinclair. The big left-footed centre-back. Chip over the top. And he's brought it down. Antigua Barbuda attacking. And it goes out for a goal kick. But a bit of encouragement for the visitors. And there's the watchful eye of Eduardo de la Cruz, who's the doctor and the head coach, Mikel Legawood, for Antigua Barbuda. Is Grant. All 6 feet 2 inches of him at right back for the Golden Jaguars tonight. Good control, but the pressure came from Raheem Dieterville. Grant. McKenna. Here's Wilson, who gets his start tonight. Didn't start the last match. This one played through for Benjamin. Flag stays down. Jacobs. Grant, rather. The cross. And this one comes off the head of an Antiguan defender. And he immediately goes to ground. The ball was whipped in. And the defender took it flush in the face. Almost like a right cross in a boxing match. Immediately, Eduardo de la Cruz, the doctor, comes out. Antigua Barbuda not as fortunate as Guyana. They came off a 3-2 loss to Puerto Rico the last time they played, which basically eliminated them from winning the group and getting promoted. Here's Benjamin's cross right into the face of the defender. It was the number 18. Dieterville is there. It's going to be a Guyana throw. It's Grant. Oh, Welsh turns beautifully, but couldn't get past the last man. Chipped over the top. Could they get a counter-attack? Kelman. McKenna outside of the foot. Finding space for Gordon. Gordon gets it back, looking for the cross. Does so, and it's in! Guyana opened the scoring, and it's that man, Benjamin. He got the goal against Antigua the last time they played, and he gets on the score sheet again. Kelsey Benjamin continues his incredible scoring average. Gets to the near post in front of Scott, and just the slightest of touches. It was Gordon to the byline and Benjamin with the last touch. And Guyana, the home team, take a 1-0 lead and get ever so closer to promotion to League A. Benjamin came in with 3 goals off of just 8 shots for the campaign and make that 4 goals off of 9. He's agile, he's quick, and he's deadly. And Guyana take a 1-0 lead. Antigua Barbuda rocked just like they did in the previous meeting. When Guyana got their first goal in the opening 5 minutes, well, they did so in the opening 8 minutes in this affair. Dieterville. If there's one player that can respond, it's the little number 7. And the clearance came from Kelman. Going all the way back to Roberts, who switches the play to, looks to be Grant. On a lovely ball. This is Grant on the right side. Waiting for support. Shrugs off Welsh. But Antigua Barbuda crowd him out. Here's George. Turning. Finding some support, but dispossessed by Glasgow. They do that so well, Guyana. But a lovely ball over the top. And there's space on this right-hand side. The cross comes in. Headed out. Antigua Barbuda trying to respond. And that is the tall number 5, Jalen Jones. Plays for Averley FC in England. Only 21 years old. Given away, McKenna. He goes down. No call by the referee. Antigua Barbuda with possession. TJ Bramble outside of the foot pass to Dieterville. Dieterville goes back to the byline. Crosses. And there is Jones again. Dominant figure in the air, Jones. Lovely switch again by Griffith, the captain. Early cross to the back post. And they're going to let it run out. Smart play by Grant. And a throw in for Guyana. There's Dion Pereira, who is versatile. Plays for Sutton United. Born in England. And made himself available for Antigua. Grant with the throw in, but Antigua Barbuda encroaching. Brought down by, here's Griffith, the captain. Has a shot from way out. Well, an audacious attempt on Quillian Roberts' goal. But a bit of desperation by Quinton Griffith, the captain. Plays for Jennings Grenadiers. Also for Charleston Battery. Not so long ago in the USL Championship. The captain for Antigua. Here's Dieterville. George. Pereira with that crafty left foot. Roberts, the newcomer. Dieterville gets there first. Gets past 2, gets past 3, but has to retreat. George. No room to shoot. To Pereira. Pereira with time and skill. 1-2, and Amari Glasgow comes back. Early ball looking for Benjamin, and out comes Scott, way out of his goal. Unfortunate enough, gets a lucky bounce. We're at the 12-minute mark, and Guyana takes a 1-0 lead from one of their star players, Kelsey Benjamin. His 4th goal of the campaign. Jones back to Kelman. Coach is asking for patience for Guyana, and they do that. They reward the coach. McKenna. Welsh rather, to Grant. Trying to split, but a bit of misunderstanding between Benjamin and Grant. Scott. Long ball by Sinclair to Pereira. Stevens out wide to Dieterville. Griffith. Antigua showing patience and good passing. Out to this right-hand side. Outside, inside game in their 3-5-2 formation. They dink over the top, and here comes Roberts. Who had a fantastic double save against Puerto Rico on Thursday night to keep it at 1-1. And the keeper has 10 caps. Played for Canada U20 and U17, did Quintel Roberts. The 1-2 on the left-hand side is broken up. Looking for Pereira. In finds George, who finds Dieterville. Dieterville with his shot, and Roberts covers the last post. Well, he's always a handful, the skillful number 7. He's a dribbler. He was heavily marked the last match against Puerto Rico. And he scored against Guyana in their first meeting all the way back in September. Building out to the back, and we see Kellerman coming out wide. Over the top, Benjamin, is he onside? He is. He's quick, and the early cross to Glasgow! Just wide. And Omari Glasgow ends up in an awkward position on the ground. Here's Benjamin beating the offside trap. The cross comes in, and Scott doesn't get there. And Glasgow's effort dribbles past the post to keep it at 1-0. But he's rubbing his hip, Omari Glasgow. And with Guyana's lead in Group D, this is the last thing Coach Shabazz would want to see. His star man from Chicago Fire, who turns 20 tomorrow, only 19 years old, as Shabazz echoing some instructions. And there's the little number 10 limping off. So a goal kick for Antigua and Barbuda. Pereira goes out wide. Comes back inside. George. Dieterville is there. So too is Kelman. Griffith. Again finds space on this right-hand side. Can he keep it in? He does. On top to Pereira. Onto that left foot. And he shot. Headed out wide. Safety first. And Guyana, through the watchful eye of Cortez Kelman, who plays for Sporting Kansas City 2 in MLS Next. So corner kick for Antigua Barbuda to the near post. And it comes off the post. Cleared away in the end. Dieterville is there. So too Benjamin. And he brings it down comfortably for Guyana to out the fire. Golden Jaguars recycle. Looking for Benjamin, but Sinclair and that big body of his shrugs off Benjamin. Scott. And here comes that press. Glasgow leading that line. That has given Group D fits since Shabazz unleashed the Jaguars in September. And a lovely turn by Stevens. Finds Dieterville. 1v1. Goes for the cross. Pereira gives chase. And McKenna using that craftiness to maintain control. McKenna winning that duel, but lost the most duels in the last match versus Puerto Rico, and gives the ball away aimlessly in front of his coach. Apologies from the number 8. Benjamin brings it down. Poor touch. And a tight turn in the center circle. It's Roberts to Dieterville. This time George. Back to Dieterville. To the byline. And the last touch coming off the stout number 7. Good defending from Grant. Had to come all the way back to shadow the left winger in Dieterville. Kelman, who's made the adjustment with Grant. Grant started out on this right-hand side, and Kelman has now taken that position. Early ball to Glasgow, but it's into the 2 centre-backs. But Guyana get the second ball and win the free kick. Here's McKenna impeded. So despite the 2-5-1 scorelines, the overall history has been a lot closer than the last 2 scorelines, as the referee is not happy with the positioning of the free kick. The all-time series is 5 games, 3 wins for Antigua Barbuda, 0 draws, 2 wins for Guyana. Needless to say, those 2 wins were in the last 2 matches, where Antigua were outscored 10 goals to 2. But the overall scoring, 7 goals for Antigua and 12 goals for Guyana. Grant was moved up the line to the right midfield spot, while Kelman is at the right back spot. Golden Jaguars in a traditional 4-4-2, competing against a 3-5-2 formation from Antigua Barbuda. Grant under pressure, finds Benjamin, and he turns beautifully, but the body check, cynical tackle, and referee Rosenhout understandably brandishes the first yellow card of the evening, and it goes to the big man himself, Aaron Taylor Sinclair, who plays for Aaron Dianans in Scotland. Excellent first look from Grant, and Benjamin, with all his pace, was enough of a concern for Sinclair to give up the yellow card. Here's Gordon, who set up the first goal, gets to the byline again. Still Gordon, too much hands, and the visitors win the free kick. "23 minutes gone, and Kelsey Benjamin gives the home team a 1-0 lead after only 7 minutes, and there's that yellow card to Aaron Taylor Sinclair, who now has to play the rest of the match in a centre-back position with a yellow card on his back. Griffith, the captain, retreats. Sinclair. Ball over the top, but no chance for Dieterville. Guyana, of course, started their campaign with that 5-1 win versus Antigua. Then a 3-2 win versus Bahamas. 3-1 win versus Puerto Rico. Then the return leg at home defeated Puerto Rico again 3-1, their closest rivals. Puerto Rico, of course, playing Bahamas tonight. Just 3 points adrift of Guyana. But their star man, Omari Glasgow, with 6 goals in this campaign, has put Guyana really in a commanding position. They are 3 points ahead of Puerto Rico and also a game in hand. Ball swung into the box. Here's George. Dieterville with the throw in. Roberts. Sinclair. Looking for George. Played in. Benjamin. Switches the play under pressure. Out to Gordon. No, splits it to McKenna, who makes a clever run. This is Gordon now. Back to McKenna. And McKenna gets it back. And he's in an offside position. And Puerto Rico, who are playing the next game against Bahamas, who have to get 3 points and hope that Antigua Barbuda trips up Guyana, have taken a 4-0 lead in the opening 45 minutes against Bahamas. But all Guyana need is a point to secure their promotion. Here's George. Turns out and away from traffic. Zafiq Drew, who is under duress, wins the throw-in. Zafiq Drew played against Bahamas in the 2-2 draw, but left out of the squad against Puerto Rico in the last match. Now he's back in. Grant and Kelman play a 2-man game on this right-hand side. McKenna. Chip over the top, but it was well read. Dieterville, back to Roberts. Pereira finding Dieterville. Early ball in. Almost dribbles through to Pereira. Appeals for a high kick, not given by the referee. George. And now George wins the free kick with some bravery and physicality. George plays short. Dieterville. Griffith. Chance for Richards. Little chip over the top, but there's Kelman. Safe and sound at right back. And Omari Glasgow, is he onside? No, he's not. Flag goes up. Whistle blows. Antigua Barbuda dead ball. We are in Estadio Panamericano de San Cristobal in Dominican Republic. The very same stadium where Omari Glasgow made his debut in the 2022-23 campaign. And he blew the lights off of the roof with 2 goals. And here he is again, Omari Glasgow. Poor touch, and he's offside. This time it was Benjamin, rather, who has switched sides with Glasgow. Pereira. McKenna. Is Mariah Welsh, who came on as a sub against Puerto Rico and got that goal to equalize and get Guyana back in the game on Thursday. Here's Ditaville, gets past one, has some room. Still Ditaville. Kelman comes all the way back and just shrugs Ditaville off. Welsh. Guyana understanding what the game needs. They only need a draw. They're up 1-0, not trying to stretch themselves. McKenna back to Welsh. Under pressure, but somehow finds Grant. And it's going to be a throw-in for Antigua. So over with the Puerto Rico-Bahamas game, 4-0 to Puerto Rico. Goes by Darren Rios, Ricardo Rivera, who scored 2. Actually a hat-trick by Ricardo Rivera. Appeals for a throw from Welsh and he wins the argument. Flick on, and it's going to be Antigua Barbuda possession. Long throw by Roberts. Pereira nods it back. Sinclair gets there first. Safik Drew plays for All Saints United in Antigua. And Benjamin tries to turn. Sinclair. You can hear the shouts from the Guyanese coaching staff wanting them to press. Roberts controls Sinclair. Helped on by, looks to be Bramble. Glasgow again offside. Doesn't seem to have his rhythm, Omari Glasgow. But it doesn't seem to matter for the soon-to-be 20-year-old. 6 goals in this campaign, 8 overall for Guyana, 9 goals rather. Was the man of the match against Puerto Rico on Thursday, scoring the 3rd goal for that 3-1 victory. Roberts finds Bramble, who plays for Welling United in England, and a missed kick by Scott. And a lovely turn by Stevens. Finds Pereira, who wants to get on that left foot. He has Drew on the outside, finds Ditaville on the left. Ditaville now tries to bend it. Falls to Roberts. And intercepted. And the first touch finds Glasgow, who's on his bike with pace. Still Omari Glasgow, he cuts inside. The shot, and in the end, Salim Scott stuffs it out at the near post. Omari Glasgow, full of confidence and skill, cuts back, shrugs off his 2 forwards, Benjamin and company, and goes to the near post. But Scott, great positioning, keeps it at 1-0. Lovely turn by Bramble. Has Drew on the outside. Finds him. Drew with the cross. And the header. And the follow-up comes from Pereira. Still Pereira. The shot by Dieterville off the defender. Dieterville again. And it falls to Kelman, who tries to find Benjamin, and he does. McKenna. Cleared away by Kelman. Lovely bit of skill and a bit of arrogance by Richards. And Scott as well. And they keep possession somehow. Antigua Barbuda. Sinclair to Roberts. Jones played a full 90 minutes against Puerto Rico on Thursday. Oh, and a lovely bit of play by Gordon. He beats the offside patch. Benjamin is there. Gordon goes for himself, and Scott impedes him. Great tackle by Zaleem Scott. He had Benjamin wide open for a tap-in, but Gordon this time took the selfish route. And Zaleem Scott, the Green City FC goalkeeper, comes out and with a foot tackle on Gordon, saves the day and keeps it at 1-0 again. There's Mariah Welsh. Zaleem Scott came off his line in a flash. But it must be said that Gordon had Benjamin wide open for a tap-in and didn't use him. McKenna. Benjamin with the touch. Little 1-2 with Grant and Benjamin. Into Glasgow! 2-0 Guyana. And the partnership between Benjamin and Glasgow continues. Almost paid off in the opening 20 minutes. Glasgow couldn't convert, but this time he does. Benjamin to the byline. The early ball past the centre-backs behind the defensive line. And Omari Glasgow doesn't miss those. Tap in with time. And the score goes to 2-0, and the Golden Jaguars are pirouetting their way into League A. The Chicago Fireman gets his 10th goal overall, his 7th for the campaign. And he's only 19. And what an early birthday gift for tomorrow's birthday celebration. Scott clears. And looks like Stevens is giving chase. Cleared away by Roberts. Dieterville with time. Can they get one back? Lovely bit of skill. Griffith, the captain. Zafiq Drew with time. Early cross. Headed out by Kelman. Roberts. Griffith goes down. But the early free kick, dinked over the top by Richards. And looks like Antigua gave it away to the disgust of TJ Bramble. There's a good look of Quinton Griffith, the captain for Antigua Barbuda. Early ball over the top, looking for Glasgow, but Scott is there. Here's Richards. Great ball over the top to Dieterville. Takes on Kelman, who seems to be so adept at 1v1 defending. Throw in for the visitors. George. Roberts. Given away. Benjamin. McKenna trying to get Glasgow. Is he onside? The flag stays down. Amari Glasgow. And Scott comes to the rescue. Off of his line again in a flash. And this time the number 10 couldn't convert. But a corner kick for the Golden Jaguars. It's going to be the Englishman, McKenna, who set up the second goal against Puerto Rico on Thursday with a bit of skill on the left-hand side for an easy header for Dion Moore to go up 2-1 against Puerto Rico. Is given the responsibility for the corner kick. To the last post, and Scott handles. And Zaleem Scott is a little slow in getting up. He's grasping that left calf, looks like. The in-swinger, and Scott comes in and just commands that 6-yard box. We can see the wince on his face. Lovely grab, but that left foot when he landed. And he's back up and play resumes. Griffith gets out of trouble. And Dieterville controls, and looks like Antigua Barbuda are going to win a free kick, with Roberts being impeded. Or dare I say, is it going to be a Guyana free kick? Let's see. Again, Eduardo de la Cruz is on the pitch, the doctor for Antigua. Referee Sergio Rosenhout is right over the injury. I'm just trying to decide if the player needs to come off. Here's Benjamin again, setting up that goal for Amari Glasgow. Quick thinking by the number 11. And, of course, great finishing by the Chicago Fireman. Benjamin released to get past the high line. And Amari Glasgow always in line, always on the same page with Kelsey Benjamin, converts. So on Sunday, when the fifth round was being played in this group, Group D, League B, Bahamas versus Guyana was called off because of poor weather conditions. And so that match has been postponed. Hence the reason Guyana has a game in hand against Bahamas. Here's that tackle from Roberts. Looks to be a high kick coming in from Welsh. And the cleats caught the side of the calf, and it's going to be a free kick for Antigua Barbuda. But Guyana still have that game in hand, but looks like they don't need it. They're up 2-0 right now, and all they needed was a draw tonight to secure promotion into League A. But Benjamin Glasgow on the scoring sheet. And the Golden Jaguars firmly in control. Here's Bramble. To Pereira. To Griffith. Drew. Nowhere to go, but Amari Glasgow picks up. And he has some support. Trying to find Gordon, but finds McKenna on top of the box. McKenna! Great save by Scott. Just like that, they spring into a counter-attack. Amari Glasgow this time decides to cut it back to the top of the box. And McKenna, who is trailing, got all his laces on it. But Scott got his fingers on it as well. Lovely tip over the bar. Corner kick for Guyana. McKenna to the last post, just headed out by Richards. Gordon tries to cross it back in. Headed back out by Kelman. Given away. And the free kick won by Guyana. We're in the 45th minute. And there's that commanding presence of Colin Nelson, who got the nod, the start tonight. Didn't start the last match or any of the matches in this campaign. And there's a chip over the top, trying to find Scott off of his line, and it's in the back of the net. Brilliance by Mariah Welsh, who caught Scott napping off of his line, took the free kick quickly, and a brilliant lob from the half line gives Guyana a 3-0 lead. He caught everyone napping behind the half line, and Mariah Welsh from 50 yards out catches Scott in no man's land, and a brilliant strike to give Guyana yet another foothold in promotion. His second goal in successive matches. Brilliance by the number 6. His 4th goal overall. And Antigua Barbuda are looking straight down the bottom of a shotgun barrel. Dieterville. George. And that is an offside. 2 minutes have been added for injury time. But the Golden Jaguars continue to exert their dominance. They had 15 goals scored at the beginning of this match. They're now up to 18 goals in 5 matches, this being their 5th match. Incredible attacking display from the South Americans. The chip by Griffith finds Drew. Looking for Glasgow again. Can he win the race? Shrugged off by Richards. George under duress. Turns away beautifully. Pereira. Cutting inside. Chipping over for Dieterville. Brings it down. Dieterville harassed by Jones and company. Griffith. And the referee blows off for the first 45 minutes. Guyana rampant. 3-0 over Antigua Barbuda. That man, Omari Glasgow, who turns 20 tomorrow, an early gift. He gets the second goal. Benjamin gave us the first, and Mariah Welsh gave us a fantastic third goal for the Golden Jaguars to continue their commanding attacking feats in Group D, League B. So at the end of 45 minutes, Guyana 3, Antigua Barbuda 0. When we return, we will have first half highlights. Stay tuned.
Hold on, mate. Keep on going, yeah.
to Estadio Panamericano de San Cristobal as Antigua Barbuda make a couple of changes. So Guyana with a commanding 3-0 lead kicks us off. They go from right to left. And here's Pereira dropping back into that midfield. Started off as a forward in the first half. So we have Siobhan Phillip from Old Road FC coming in. There's Liam Gordon out to, here's McKenna. Turning away from traffic all the way back to Killian Roberts. Here's Dieterville on that far side. Early chip into the box, and it's met comfortably by Roberts. A smart ball in from Javon Stevens. At this point, Guyana just managing the game all over the top against that high line. And is it Amari Glasgow? It is. To the byline, off the post. And he gives it away. Here comes Guyana again with Gordon, who already has an assist in this game. The cross. Finish up to the last post. Couldn't convert. He switch. Pereira goes backwards. And this one is controlled by Kelman, who's had a great first half. Over the top to McKenna. McKenna crosses. Right, stubborn defending by Sinclair, who's on a yellow card, but using his body to perfection. And this one, the shot clattered against the post. And somehow, Antigua did not concede a fourth. Ball by Benjamin. And there was Zaze de Rosario, the substitute. Lovely fake by McKenna. Pulled down, no call by the referee. And here comes Antigua Barbuda with a counter-attack through George. Pereira. Still Pereira. Took a little too long and the counter-attack evaporated. Shot by Dieterville from way out. It's safely into the arms of Killian Roberts. Grant looking inside for De Rosario. Quick note on De Rosario. Plays for York United FC in Canada. And he just announced himself available to play for Guyana. He is Canadian. And he's son of the famous former Canadian international Dwayne De Rosario, who had such a prolific career in MLS. Here's De Rosario now. And a desperate tackle by Richards. Looks like De Rosario may have caught him right at the end. Richards grasping at that knee. Richards tackling, and you can see the entanglement. So Kieran Richards from Parham FC struggling to get back on his feet. So he hobbles off. There's another substitute. You see Vishami Allen coming in for Sinclair. Sinclair understandably so on a yellow card. So Allen will swap out for a centre-back for another centre-back. And there's Siobhan Phillip, who came in for Cardell Roberts. So Amari Glasgow doing the damage again, getting a goal. He got the second one tonight. He comes off and the debutant De Rosario is in. But here's Antigua Barbuda with Pereira. Stern tackle. And he gets it back. McKenna. Back inside. Lovely run. I take that back. I think Omari Glasgow is still on the pitch, but here's Grant on the right-hand side. The Golden Jaguars think better of it, bring it all the way back and slow the pace down. Chip over the top. So Amari Glasgow did come off the pitch, and there's Ozaze De Rosario. There's the confirmation. Headed by Jones. Here's Grant. Trying to find Benjamin, who's so elusive, and looks like the ball did go out of play. Actually, offside, the call. Benjamin can't believe it. So Zafiq Drew has gone from the right side to the left side in this match. He's now at left back, or left wing back. Heavy press by Guyana. There's De Rosario pressing. Out by Scott. Keeper to keeper pass. Roberts. Playing it short to Jones. Turns inside beautifully is Grant. And is he onside? He is. De Rosario couldn't keep control. But what a chance that was for Guyana. Getting behind that high line again. Lovely skill by Benjamin. The cross, too close to Scott. Richards. Here's Dieterville, had to turn all the way back around. And here's George. Ball through. Looking for Drew. And we're going to have another substitution. Guyana going to the defensive side of their bench. It's going to be Leo Lovell from Singers FC, making his debut. And he's coming in for Jonathan Grant, who was a pillar on the right-hand side. Comes that press by Guyana again, out by Scott. Over the top to De Rosario. Flag stays down. And he maintains control. Here comes the Golden Jaguars. Benjamin pulling out wide. Still Benjamin. Hooks it back across and straight into the arms of Scott. It was McKenna following up. And Scott, being too rash, tries a bit of distribution. No call by the referee, and McKenna can't believe his lack of finishing. Hits it straight to Scott. Didn't get all of it, it must be said. Pereira. Played through. Here's Siobhan Roberts. Siobhan Phillip, rather. Oh, and almost Benjamin making a nuisance of himself. This one played through, but the new man, Lovell, controls. De Rosario coming back to play forward to Benjamin. Unmistakable character, Benjamin. He has the dreadlocks and the headband, and he now steals the ball. Here comes Benjamin. Could he get a goal of his own? Oh, and a great save by Scott. And an even better follow-up by Richards. And what an opportunity for Benjamin to get his second. Had Scott dead red. But Scott made himself large and could not add to his tally. Stevens. Still Stevens. Smartly changes direction. Pereira. And Richards looking for the 1-2. Does not pay off. Guyana just slowing the pace down. Colin Nelson, as well as Jones, did a great job in the first half, and so too in the second. Jones going all the way back to Roberts as Antigua Barbuda trying to conjure up a press of their own. Gordon, a missed kick. Dieterville played through, and Stevens is offside. Out wide, and the ball over the top. De Rosario. And the striker commits the foul on the substitute, Rashami Allen. Lovely bit of control. Going all the way back to Roberts. And again, Antigua Barbuda push forward. And again, they find Gordon on this left-hand side. Gordon again. McKenna. Playing it through, could not find the overlapping level. Sareem Scott, one of the stars of this Group D League B. Plays for Green City FC, had an outstanding performance in the last match versus Puerto Rico. The Antigua Barbudan goalkeeper. 11 saves and 4 clearances. Here's a heavy bit of physicality from Colin Nelson. who's making his debut tonight. George trying to slip it through. And De Rosario being called for a handball. Phillips. Bramble. Again, Antigua Barbuda have to go all the way back to Scott. Scott, low pass, gives it away to Lovell. Plays it one time to De Rosario, who's using that length to try to steal the ball. Played through. And the fresh legs of Lovell gets back into position. Gordon, who has an assist already. The opening goal was provided by the number 13 to Kelsey Benjamin. All the way back in the 8th minute. And De Rosario is adjudged to be offside. It's an all Surinamese officiating crew. Referee Sergio Rosenhout and first and second assistant referees Sorin Amilansi, Vijay Sajo, and our fourth official Shaquille Jokli. Daniel Wilson, the captain of this outfit, he is at holding midfield. Over the top to Benjamin. Takes about 3 touches to control it. Still Benjamin. Dancing. Great stop, great bit of defending by Siobhan Phillip. Dieterville. Full of life, full of skill. Still Dieterville. Chipped in. Could not be controlled by Stevens. Golden Jaguars just trying to take the life out of this game. With their high pressing and attacking mindset, Guyana have conceded in every match but one. And as a chance for Antigua Barbuda, it fell to Stevens. Looks like it was the number 15, Pereira. He got it onto his left foot, got a fortunate bounce, and Stevens followed up. But it was high and wide. Would not even have scored in an American football post. Ball over the top. Here's Benjamin. It was his substitute that stopped in, Allen. And here's on the left-hand side. Dieterville looking for options. Roberts comes across but couldn't gather, and it's going to be a corner kick for Antigua Barbuda. The first for them in this second half. It's going to be taken by Ashley Nathaniel George. And the referee just coming across to remind the players of the physicality. Crossed by George to the last post, headed back by Allen. Cleared away in the end. But Antigua Barbuda still get a throw in. Phillips inside to Pereira. Finds Bramble. Back to Pereira. It's a smart pass to George. Pereira goes out to the right, to the left rather. Benjamin with space. Shrugs off the overlapping run. Gordon with time. Still Gordon. Gets past two, but cannot maintain possession. Griffith to George. Drew. And just like that, the Jaguars get back. McKenna. Gordon. Here's Welsh, who scored that incredible free kick to take us to half-time and to get this score to 3-0. Gordon. De Rosario. 1v1. Gets past his man. De Rosario. Could he score in his debut? He does! Ozaze De Rosario makes his debut in style. A fantastic finish from a great piece of dribbling. Gets past Richards and just calmly passes it into the last post. Just curls it around Scott like drinking a cup of tea. And the Canadian, now Guyanese, puts the Golden Jaguars up 4-0. And what a way to make your debut. With that, Guyana going to their bench. It's going to be number 9, Dion Moore, coming in for Leo Lovell. So the substitute Lovell, who came on not too long ago, is now being subbed off. Maybe there was an injury of some sort, but Lovell did come on in the second half. And now has to make way for Dion Moore, who scored in the last match against Puerto Rico to give the Jaguars a 2-1 lead. Dion Moore plays for Lewes in England. Born in England. And now made himself available for Guyana. There's Stevens, who started the match and is still on the pitch. Rosario plays it through, he's onside, and Scott with a foot challenge. It was Moore, and looks like Moore was in an offside position. And another substitution. The captain, Daniel Wilson, comes off. And in his place comes Cadel Daniel from Horsham, England. 18 appearances for Guyana, scoring 3 goals. Only 2 matches thus far in this 23-24 campaign. And Dieterville looks like a man dejected, as well he should be. Fantastic performance by the Golden Jaguars. Efficiency at its best. Heavy tackle by Bramble. Two players that play in England. Gordon slips it inside. The 1-2. And Moore is offside. Another substitution is going to be number 20. Kwame Kirby coming in for Dion Pereira. Kirby plays for Aston Villa FC. Check that, Villa Lions FC. So 71 minutes gone. Guyana 4, Antigua Barbuda 0. Most of the damage being done in the first half. Daniels in centre midfield. McKenna gives it away. Lovely bit of skill by the substitute. Daniels, McKenna, who's playing out wide now in this 4-4-2. Moore, his first real touch of the ball. And he's played through again. Is Moore onside? He is. Dion Moore, could he make it 5? The back heel to the Rosario! Off the post. Great save by Scott. Clever back heel by Moore. De Rosario was dead red in front of goal. And Scott came up with a blinder. Off the post. And they breathe again. Here it is. Moore getting in front of the centre-back. The back heel, beautifully done to Rosario. Off the feet of Scott, who's made more than one foot save tonight. And then off the crossbar. And somehow it stays out. Stevens. No call by the referee. Play on. But Guyana kicks it out of play. It's the number 21. Colin Nelson. Early throw in with time. Phillips. Roberts. Back to Phillips. Richards. And the 1-2 does not pay off. Early ball by Welsh, looking for De Rosario. Bramble looks inside. Out wide. Chip over the top by Richards. And Nelson looks to be in some sort of trouble now. He has the captain's armband and maybe pointing to his groin. Got the captain's armband from Wilson. And the Trinidadian, now Guyanese coach, Jamal Shabazz, looks to his bench again. And it's going to be Marcus Simmons in an emergency role. Will have to replace Nelson, who has done a fantastic job tonight, it must be said. He's substitute with an injury. And Marcus Simmons, who plays in Valletta in Malta, comes on. Round of applause for the stand-in skipper as he makes way. There's Marcus Simmons. Has not played so far in this campaign. Here's Stevens, full of skill. He goes down, you can hear the shriek. And now Antigua Barbuda have probably their best position to get a goal for the night. Stevens using that skill, close control. And it's the new man himself, Kendall Daniel, lunging in.
Damas y caballeros, la asistencia de esta jornada es de 15 fanáticos. Agradecemos asistencia a este partido de la Liga de Naciones de Concacaf 2023.
So free kick for Antigua Barbuda. Bramble has come across. But it looks like Allen is going to be the one to take this one. Allen with the free kick against the wall. Peterville's cross. The header straight to Roberts. It was Allen who took the free kick, then crashed the box, looking for the cross, and he got on the end of it. Either side of Roberts would have been a goal. But it was straight to the keeper. Bramble. Slipping it through cleverly. Here's Kirby, the substitute. Still Kirby. And they win a throw in. Kirby again. Simmons is there. Back to Kirby. Slips it through to Phillips. Phillips with his shot. And it's on the wrong side of the post. Most coaches will tell you to go on the far side of the keeper to the last post, across the keeper. But Phillips splices it. "78 minutes gone, and Guyana, if the score stays as it should, they will be promoted to League A with the big guns in CONCACAF Nations League next season. Currently, Guyana are ranked at 139th in the world. Oh, and Welsh, there's been a whistle a little bit earlier, just before Welsh gathered the ball. And George, who's been a fantastic player in midfield for Antigua tonight, Antigua Barbuda. And yet another substitution. It's going to be Joshua Parker to make way for number 12, Ashley Nathaniel George, who's been one of the players for Antigua Barbuda tonight. Lively, skillful, and in the mix. So Parker, midfielder for a midfielder. Long ball in, but safely into the arms of Roberts. Simmons. Roberts under pressure. Splits the two to Welsh. Welsh can't sustain the pressure. Can't survive the pressure and gives it away. Phillips, almost manhandled by Gordon. No call by the referee. Simmons with time. Going long. Looking for his two tall strikers in Moore and De Rosario. McKenna. And is Moore onside? No, he's not. Frustrated, but I think the linesman got it right. Dion Moore. 7 appearances for Guyana, 2 goals. Oh, and Welsh did not get away with that shoot pull. And Stevens wins the free kick. Maybe a little too far for a direct free kick. We shall see. Chip by Bramble. Dieterville. And De Rosario, who got that goal, the 4th goal, with the most delicate of finishes to make a grand entrance for his Guyana debut. His father, Dwayne De Rosario, a Canadian international, must be so proud to see his son make his debut and get a goal on his debut. Lovely 1-2. His lover staying on his feet. Welsh. A dink inside. It passes Scott. Here's Dion Moore. Lays it back to McKenna. And McKenna gets under it and spoons it into the trees. Moore did the right thing again, creating another chance. Ball by Daniels. Scott doesn't handle. Lays it back for McKenna, and he gets too far under it. There it is again. Great decision by Moore. But McKenna could not oblige. Daniels laying it back. Moore again trying to get past the defender. Scott's clearance. Scott was having an excellent game, but understandably so. After 4 goals gets past you, his confidence began to weaken, and so too his standard of play, the goalkeeper for Antigua Barbuda. Here is Daniels, who's had an eventful 15 minutes since he's been on the pitch. Out wide, the cross. The back heel straight into the path of De Rosario. Still De Rosario. Daniels with the shot. Suffering the same disease as McKenna. Now he has the captain's armband. And Phillips gets it back. Out of play. Stevens is down, has cramp, understandably so. Stevens, he started this match and he's been putting every ounce of energy into the game. He's been on the end of some physical challenges, as you can see here from Daniels. And now he's just trying to catch his breath and get rid of the cramp on his right foot. And he gets some Gatorade, but doesn't seem to get back on the pitch in time for Antigua Barbuda to get it back into play. A dangerous ball from Phillips, but it pays off. Simmons. Gillen Jones, who's been terrific at centre-back. Ball over the top. This time it's Allen, the substitute, clattering into Daniels and wins the free kick. Daniels can't understand. Bit of smile of frustration from the midfielder. He just couldn't get out the way of the big, bumbling Allen. Just about 4 minutes to go, plus added time. And the Golan Jaguars moonwalking their way into promotion to League A. High press almost paying off. Out by Roberts. Lovell. The switch. Intercepted by Phillips. There's his substitute. It's been very active, Siobhan Phillips, since he's come on. Kelman. And the ball may have gone out of play. It did. Throw into Antigua Barbuda. Welsh. Back to Simmons. And Jones, who turned 25 a week ago at centre-back. Here is Jones. Simmons has to go all the way back. But Guyana don't mind. Up 4-0. They're going to manage this game. And a beautiful ball over the top. Breaks that high line. And Moore is in on goal. Moore with the shots. And he spoons it over. Like the last 3 attempts from Guyana. It's a bit of a disease going around the front line. And the third shot, this time from Dion Moore, ends up in the trees. So a bit of shoulder to shoulder, but Kirby has been called for the foul. He's asking the question that was shoulder to shoulder. And the referee not agreeing. Played short. To Rosario, who's drifted out to the left-hand side. Gordon gets it back across the face of the goal. The back heel, and it's 5. It's the substitute, Leo Lovell. He came on for Jonathan Grant in the second half and repays his coach with a clever finish. They leave alone by Moore and they tap in by Lovell. And that is Gordon's second assist and Lovell's first goal. $5-0 to the Golan Jaguars. What a performance. Antigua Barbuda dead and buried. So we're coming down to the end of this 90th minute. As I say that, 90 minutes are up, 3 minutes of added time. And Guyana have been rampant. Goals so far from Benjamin, Omari Glasgow, Mariah Welsh, De Rosario, and Leo Lovell has put us in this situation of a 5-0 lead for the Golden Jaguars. De Rosario turns beautifully inside, looking for options. Daniels with the flick on. Looking for more, and cleared away in the end by Drew. They want more, Guyana. They are pushing up, looking for number 6. Jones to Simmons. And I think they have signaled the not going to advance the ball scenario and just try to play out the injury time, the 3 minutes of injury time. But Guyana, under the watchful eye of Jamal Shabazz, have turned it on tonight. The last 2 occasions these two teams met, it's been 5-1 scorelines in favor of Guyana. Well, tonight, not much different. 5-0 to the home team, aggregating 15 goals in 3 matches against Antigua Barbuda. They have turned their program around. Players have come in and have been productive. And Guyana are now going to be promoted to League A next season in the 2024 Caribbean Concacaf Nations League. Brought down to McKenna. Daniels, back heel, and they're playing with a bit of swagger now. Here's McKenna. The cross to the last post. Oh, a miss kick and more finishes. Dion Moore finally gets one. His second in successive matches. And the Golden Jaguars celebrate their promotion on the field as their big number 9 gets goal number 6. Ball from the left-hand side for McKenna, and he hooks it back. What a clever pass it was. McKenna. Then Lovell returns the favour to Moore. Moore created the goal for Lovell just 3 minutes ago, and Lovell returned the favour as Moore gets his goal, and goal number 6 for Guyana. Surely has to be the last kick of the game. And there it is. Guyana have secured promotion to League A in style by the scoreline of 6-0 over Antigua Barbuda. A dominant performance from start to finish. Goals from Benjamin, Glasgow, Mariah Welsh, De Rosario, Lovell, and Dion Moore has put the Golden Jaguars into territory they have never been in before. A thoroughly commanding performance. Celebrations all around. Antigua Barbuda had no answer. Jamal Shabazz has led this group and turned this federation around, and the flag flown with pride at home. So from San Cristobal, Guyana, the Golden Jaguars 6, Antigua Barbuda 0. That wraps up Group D, League B action in this 2023 Concacaf Nations League. We'll be back with first half highlights. Stay tuned. Here's a recap of the 90 minutes of highlights. The Golden Jaguars, Guyana, on the brink of promotion. All they need is a draw against Antigua Barbuda in San Cristobal to get into League A for the 2024 Concacaf Nations League. And right away, Gordon down the left-hand side, slips it across for Kelsey Benjamin to open the scoring for Guyana. Gordon's first assist for the night and Benjamin's first goal of the evening. And it was 1-0 for the Golden Jaguars. Benjamin will play an active role in this first 45 minutes. The shot by the captain, Quinton Griffith. Another one by Dieterville. And here was Benjamin's cross to Glasgow, who almost made it 2-0. But then Benjamin breaking free, getting a yellow card on Sinclair. Then it was Glasgow trying to add to the scoreline, but the save by Scott. Then Benjamin breaks down the right-hand side, and this time Glasgow makes no mistake in making it 2-0 to Guyana. Benjamin again scored the first, sets up the second, and the young star, Mari Glasgow, gets his 10th overall and 7th in this competition. Then Mariah Welsh, one for the history books, scores one from behind the half on the stroke of half-time to give Guyana a 3-0 lead after 45. Benjamin across the face of the goal and McKenna misses. Then it was De Rosario making his debut, dribbling past one and delicately finishing into the far post to make it 4-0. De Rosario again, probably the goal of the night. What a beautiful finish it was. And what a start for his international career. Then the back heel hitting De Rosario. Scott with the save. It was the back heel by Moore and the foot save by Scott. Then it was Kirby to Philip. His shot on the inside of the goal. Here's that interchange again. Kirby back to Philip. And he splices it wide. Then Guyana, Moore, leaves it alone. Lovell, the substitute, makes it 5. It was Gordon, Lovell. 5-0 Golden Jaguars. Gordon gets his second assist for the evening and Lovell his first goal. Then, ball by De Rosario. And it was Moore who made it 6. It was McKenna's cross. Lovell returns the favour. And Moore, the big striker, finishes it off with style. And Guyana, 6-0 winners. Pirouette into League A. So, the statistics after 90 minutes, dominated by the Golden Jaguars, who put 6 goals past Antigua Barbuda. A thoroughly dominant performance from start to finish. Omari Glasgow didn't have to stay on the pitch for long. He scored and then came off in the second half. But Jamal Shabazz has turned this program around and put them with the big boys, with the elite in the Caribbean. And now Guyana in League A for the 2024 season for the Concacaf Nations League. For all of us in our incredible production team, my name is Ryan Davis. Thank you for joining us for this world feed for the Concacaf Nations League. Thank you and good night.